To help us really understand how superfoods impact our health and can be incorporated into our diets, I've brought a friend to join us today, Patricia Greenberg, the Fitness Gourmet. Patricia is the author of 2 books, one, The Whole Soy Cookbook, and Soy Desserts. But she has a breadth of experience in all aspects of food and health. She's a certified culinarian, she is a chef, a nutritionist, and an avid marathon runner. My friend Patricia Greenberg. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you, Jackie. Great to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you could join us. So tell me about these wonderful superfoods. I see we've got a whole table full of health.
Superfoods are the new catch-all term for foods that are good for you, and essentially what it means is foods that are whole. It gets back to that eating foods in nature, foods that are healthy for you without being tampered with. So we usually group them more by categories. We say foods that do certain functions rather than the food itself. But I narrowed it down to a handful that are really fantastic, really easy to get.
So wait.
Yeah.
So there really isn't such a thing as a superfood. There's a food that has super properties?
That's exactly right. It's the nutrients and the chemicals that work together in foods. It's not so much that just eating walnuts is going to make you healthy.
Oh, darn, you know, because I know so many people who are looking for that. Okay, if it's walnuts and I don't want the calories from walnuts, I can just like take a pill that's a walnut pill and I'm going to get it. But that's not what we're talking about. Okay.
So what we're trying to do here now is to group them by the properties they have. So we look at certain fruits and vegetables and say, blueberries, for example. Anything in the this is my best guideline. Anything that's purple or red is good for you in nature's kingdom.
My favorite colors. My favorite colors.
Mine too. So blueberries, black beans, even beets, those that have that rich dark purple and red color, have compounds that actually, we're finding now, reduce the risk of heart disease, certain types of cancer. And one of the big things we're looking at now is the inflammatory response. Inflammatory response is often in response to eating processed foods. Foods that have a lot of artificial ingredients and a lot of refined sugars and carbohydrates. So again, getting back to those items that are in nature, starting with what I call the purple category, the blueberries, anything that has that rich color is considered one of the best superfoods right now.
Now let me ask you, what about something like eggplant? Eggplant has a purple skin, but you don't always eat the skin.
It's my favorite vegetable. I can do anything with an eggplant. I love the skin. Leave the skin on, bake it, saute it, throw it in soup. It is fantastic. Remember when we were little, people would say, take the skin off, it has no nutritional value. Now we know differently.
Okay, and that must be the same thing with those apples and the other red things.
Exactly. The second category now, really big, is the omega-3 fatty acids. Where do we find that? In fatty fish. People hear the term fatty fish and they don't want to eat it, but salmon, mackerel, herring, these are really good for you. Also whole eggs. We're back to square one with the eggs. We want to have eggs that include the yolk. It doesn't seem to be too difficult in managing your cholesterol if you eat eggs, because there's other dietary and exercise techniques we can do to keep the cholesterol down.
So all those like fattier things that we thought we shouldn't have, they're all good for you?
They're good fats. Again, it gets down to the fattier fishes, and the wild caught is preferable to farm raised.
Now what about like for salmon and mackerel and sardines? Do they have to be fresh, or is a can okay?
Okay, so again, I will have canned sardines and herring in the house because you get the whole fish, so you're getting the benefit of the entire fish. And salmon, I buy cured salmon, low sodium, no nitrates added to it, and freshly prepared, caught in the wild. And of course, any which way you want to cook it, it's fantastic.
Great, got it.
The other thing that I'm finding to be prevalent in the news now, and I find it confusing for the consumer, and that's what I want to clarify, is again this idea of one nutrient. So I like to take the superfoods, which is fruit and nuts, and even some chocolate after dinner. Chocolate's very high in antioxidants.
Yum! I love chocolate.
Pumpkins.
My favorite food. I'm so happy to know that it's good for you.
Squash, pumpkins, you can get, and I picked items today also that are easy to get. You can go to the supermarket and get them.
That's very important. They need to be available anywhere.
Mixed bag with certain foods, yogurt and cheese are high in calcium. Calcium has been shown to help reduce the risk of certain cancers and heart disease, but too much can cause an accumulation. Okay. So moderation on these.
And what about the fat in the yogurt and the cheese? I thought that was really bad for you.
It's a tendency towards lower fat. You don't have to get non-fat. You don't have to get full fat. I'm a mid-ranger when it comes to that. This was so thrilled to find. It's called a bag of superfood.
Oh.
And I got it just at a...
Well, that takes all the mystery out of it. I don't have to think about what's in it.
This is what I want to say. For the consumer, it is so easy to get the superfoods.
Great.
Cabbage, red cabbage, green cabbage, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, all mixed up. Throw it in a salad, throw it in your soup, saute it with chicken. You're all set to go.
Wow.
Really easy.
That's great. So kids got kale. What else here?
It's got kale, cabbage.
Kale, cabbage.
Yes.
It looks, I see a little
sprouts, shredded Brussels sprouts.
Some radicchio.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
that purple
yes,
stuff, right?
Again, that purple compound. And last but not least is the tea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, green tea seems to have the highest level of cancer-fighting compounds. And it's one of those things nobody really knows why. We just know that it does. How is this? The American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society, and all these institutes of health have done studies on populations that live the longest and seem to be the healthiest. And these foods all fall in the categories of what they eat.
I know the Chinese have great longevity,
yes,
and they have
exactly.
very low incidence of heart disease and cancer, and they drink a lot of green tea.
They drink a lot of tea.
So green tea, and does it matter where it's from, or
again, in
make it?
the interest of our bodies and paying attention, organic is always the best way to go. And if you can't find it, just stick with a pure single item, and you should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, how often do I have to have these foods?
Okay,
do I have to just have superfoods, or can I have, you know?
I'm on the superfood bandwagon, yes. I think you should just have superfoods. There's a few things floating out there that are controversial, as you know. Soy products have a mixed blessing. They're very, very good for you. They reduce the risk of heart disease. The problem is if you have some problems with your estrogen levels, you're not supposed to eat too much of them. So my recommendation is a constant rotation. Okay. Salad, green leafy, every single day.
Got it.
Fatty fish, 3 times a week.
Got it.
Tea every day. Fruits and vegetables.
Every day.
Every day.
Absolutely.
Any kind of fresh fruit. Grab an apple, grab an orange. Oranges are loaded with vitamin C. The fiber alone is so beneficial for your digestive tract.
True. That's very true.
So,
well, thank you so much for
welcome.
joining me and bringing all these wonderful foods. I can't wait to go home and look and see if I really have them in my pantry like I think I do. And I know that our guests want to find you and ask more questions. How can they do that?
They can get me at www.thefitnessgourmet.com.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Patricia, for
Jackie.
being here.
Thank you,
I can't
Jackie.
wait to share some of these ideas with our viewers.
Yes.
And I thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
For more Food Exposed, check me out on emPOWERme.tv. And until next week, remember, make food your best friend and exercise your companion for life.